Hello friends, welcome to our channel Knowledge Amplifier. So today in this particular video, I am going to discuss how we can import data from RDBMS to HDFS using scoop command. Okay. So if we recall our previous video discussion where I have explained how to use eval for running queries on databases. Okay. For querying some tables present in our RDBMS system. That particular syntax and this import syntax is going to be almost same. Okay, just little bit extra parameters, extra key value pairs we have to add. So if you see this particular eval, so here connect, using connect we are specifying the connection string which is JDBC URL, username and password to connect with our RDBMS. Here also in scoop import syntax we are using connect, we are using username, we are using password. Then in eval function, we used query and we specified the query which has to be executed on our tables present in RDBMS, right? Now this time we want to import data from RDBMS to HDFS. So common sense says that if we want to import something, we need to know what to import and where to import, where to dump the data, right? So we are specifying that two parameters, that is table. Using table we are specifying which table to be imported, and using target directory we are specifying in which location scoop will dump the data. That's it. And this is our generic syntax for our scoop import. I hope you have understood this. So let us see how a scoop import looks like with all the credentials and user ID, password, etc, etc. So this syntax looks like this: scoop import. So always I give this kind of slash, because ideally it should be in a single line, but to make this multi-line you can give this slash. Okay, then hyphen connect, then space, we are specifying the JDBC URL for our Oracle RDS, and then we are specifying username and password respectively. This particular part is same like what we used for our eval function also present in scoop. And then we are specifying the table name. So table name, how we are specifying? That is schema name, then table name we are specifying. Okay, right. And then target directory. What is target directory? Target directory is basically the location where our scoop is going to dump the data. Okay, let me show you that. So I will open putty first, and then here I will go to that particular public DNS. I will just copy this particular one from our running EMR and I will paste this. I will go to SSH, I will go to authentication, I will browse the PPK file and I will open this with this open, and the password, username, as you know, Hadoop. I gave wrong user ID. Let me give once more. Okay, so here login as Hadoop. Okay, and it is done. Okay, right. Now target directory. So target directory should be somewhere in HDFS because we are loading data from RDBMS to HDFS. So how to check? Like for example, HDFS, DFS. Always you have to write these particular two things before running any command on our Hadoop distributed file system. Then write what we write for our Linux or Unix system, right? For example, to check the directories and file folder structure, etc. We use ls, right? Ls, and then I am giving root. In root, let me first see what are the things present. So suppose we want to go inside user. Okay, so HDFS, DFS, ls, user. Okay, let us check inside user what are the things present. So inside user, these are the things present. Let us go to maybe data. Okay, so HDFS, DFS, okay, ls, user, data. Let us check what inside data. So inside data, dataset and data test, these two folders are present. Let me make target directory as maybe something else, data imported, like this. Okay, so this is our somewhat HDFS location which does not exist. Scoop will create that, we no need to worry for that. Okay, then we are specifying two more parameters or extra arguments, we can say, that is split by and num mappers. This is very important. Sometimes if you don't specify this, then the code, scoop code might throw error. Let me discuss what is that. Okay. So as you know, among the three V in big data, that is volume, velocity and variety, one major V is volume. Okay. So in big data environment, we always try to optimize the computation with respect to big data, and that's why we prefer parallelism, right? And the parallelism you can tune or control using number of mappers. If you specify number of mappers more, then what will happen? That many mappers, individual mappers will start working together. That many in different worker nodes, the data will be getting started imported from our RDBMS system together, and it will be dumped in our directory. Okay. So that means number of mappers is controlling kind of parallelism. Now, how the number of num mappers works, let me discuss. Suppose you specify num mappers 5. Okay. Then Scoop also expects that you will specify the column based on which column we are going to partition our data. Generally, from RDBMS, when you load the data in HDFS, we make partition in different mappers based on primary key. But suppose you want to make partition based on some different key, you can specify using split by parameter. Okay. So split by, you can give that particular column name present in RDBMS, which makes uniform distribution in different mappers. So split by generally is a particular column which is generally number or integer type or double type, like this kind of thing. Like number type is the data type of that split by column. What it does basically, so number of mappers, suppose you have specified 5, and split by column, suppose you have specified maybe petal length. Okay, suppose this is a column which is present in our RDBMS, which is called petal length. Now suppose this is an integer column. So what it will do, it will Scoop will compute the max value and mean value of that petal length column, and then it will divide that particular range, max minus mean, that range it will divide by number of mappers, and in individual mappers, whatever division result we are getting, that many number of records will be starting will be getting imported from our RDBMS to different worker nodes. Okay. So that is how it works. So always split by better, you specify some number or integer or double type or float type column like this way. Okay. And one more thing is that if you don't have that primary key column, then what to do? If you don't have primary key column, then always it is suggested you make number of mappers 1, because default, if you don't specify anything, number of mappers will be 4. So better you specify number of mappers as 1 and split by also as 1. Okay. So we are basically splitting based on a constant value. So it is not splitting actually. We want to say by specifying a constant value, we are mentioning Scoop that don't split. And number of mappers 1 means only one mapper it will work. But be very careful. If your RDBMS has huge volume of data, that time the problem will be, it will be taking huge time if you specify num mappers as 1. So what you can do, even if you don't have any primary key column, what you can do, you can check for some other column which makes your data kind of uniformly distributed in different mappers. Okay. But here, as in my case, there is no primary key column and there is no such column which makes data uniform distributed in between different mappers. So what I will do, I will take split by also 1, that is constant, and num mappers also 1. Okay. Then I am good to execute this particular Scoop code. But before that, I need to specify that Hadoop class path, because OJDBC6 jar is required. So I will copy this and I will paste it here. Okay. Software connection error. Okay. So let me restart, not restore, sorry. Let me new session, let me do new session, not new session, duplicate session, let me do. And here login as Hadoop. Okay. So now let me first execute export Hadoop class path. We are executing, okay, for OJDBC jar, and then we are good to execute our Scoop query. Okay. So here we have executed our Scoop code, okay, and then hit enter. So if you check our SQL system, if I do select count start from SAP/MITRE big table testing, which table we are basically importing, okay, it is having 45,450 records. Okay, let us check how Scoop is doing. So if you see here, mapper and reducer started, map reduce job started. Okay. So and it is done also. What you can see here, map reduce import job completed and it retrieved 45,450 records. So our records are imported. Let us go to this particular directory and let us check whether data got imported or not. So what we can do, let me go up to this particular level. Okay, HDFS, DFS, LS, and then this particular one, right? User and data. Hit enter. So it will list see data imported. One new directory got created. Okay. Now let us check what is present inside this. Okay. So HDFS, DFS, user data imported, and here if you see that there is one success file and there is one particular partition present inside which our data got stored. If you want to see the data, very simple, we can use cat command, right? So HDFS, DFS -cat, and then here we can specify the directory. Okay, this particular one. Now hit enter, and here you will able to see our data is stored in comma separated format. That is our popular ID spreadsheet. Okay, so this is how single line of code. Actually, this is single line of code. We are writing multi-line. That's why we are giving slash like at the end. Otherwise, it will throw error. Make sure you are giving the proper slash. Okay. Now, this is what I wanted to discuss in this video, how to work with scoop import, how to load the data from RDBMS to HDFS. The piece of code I will be providing in the description box or in the comment section. If you want, you can go through that. Thank you.